Oh, we know how you like it. Raw and uncut with DJ Baker.
Go out there, man. Do your thing. All right, go get it.
Tell ya. Let me see. Yeah, the 96. What's his name? I'm trying to get his name in you know. Oh gosh. I think his name. Yeah, actually, it is 96 Load Guy. Like he changed his name on social media to that. Made in Germany, Washington D.C. So he's down in Washington D.C., huh? Okay. Now. I mean, I'm looking at the page. You know what I mean, and he's not a bad-looking guy. I mean, I don't see the problem. I've seen about everybody's, discussion on this. You just leave it open like that, so if I need anything, I can just go to it. I mean, where's my paper on this? I have wrote something down. I just think that the dehumanization of him is the problem with me. I get people don't like or want to do that. I get it. Listen. I'm not a mamsy pamsy. I'm quite the progressive guy. I'm like, do whatever the hell you want as long as it ain't bothering nobody. This is one of those things. I don't think it's bothering anybody, except for he's sharing it, and so when you share it, people have the right to have an opinion about it. You know what I mean? But it's like some of the opinions are just downright dehumanizing, and I think it borderlines on hate speech. I really do. This idea that he'll never find anybody. That he's dirty goods. Like he's that somehow he's a swimming petri dish. I mean, and some of this stuff might be true. I mean, he's taking 96 different in one night. Is this in one night? I mean, there were women who've done this too. This is the interesting thing is that, I guess for porn women, it's not a big deal, but for a guy, it's like a big deal, right? But I mean, listen, we're not talking about women, right? We're talking about men. And this conversation's been exclusively gay men, okay? So we can leave that out of it, that women do this too. I understood that argument. I did too. It's just, oh my God, it's so dehumanizing though. It's just the nasty vitriol stuff I've heard is really, really bad with it. You know what I mean? And I understand that you may not want to promote stuff like this. You may not say, well, I'm not going to endorse anything like that. But who's asking you to endorse it? Who's asking you to say, yeah, go ahead and do it? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the opinion, though. I mean, that's a part of the opinion. Yeah, I try to rationalize that, because I'm just like, why does anyone really care? Hey, you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he's getting 96 loads. I mean, other than maybe you're jealous about it. Like you want to do that? I think a lot of people probably have dreams. Well, not dreams, but they have those sexual fantasies that they'd be that slutty, one time. How did that feel? That just being slutted out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I think people have that want, and because they don't have the, they don't want to take the risk to take it because it is putting yourself at risk. It is a risk. It is a risk. I think that's what people are complaining about when they're judging it. Is they're judging the risk reward. Is it worth the reward to be slutted out, to have 96 loads in you? And he's had more, but we're just focusing on what went viral, which was the 96. But he's done more, and the fact that he's done more, and we're focused still on 96 bothers me. You know what I mean? I feel like we're so short-sighted. I feel like we're missing the point. You know what I mean? We're missing the point. But okay, all right, fine. But I'm thinking, how does this really affect me? Other than it being, some people say unhealthy. But I'm thinking, what is unhealthy about it? Is it the risk of disease that's unhealthy, or is it just the behavior that's unhealthy? There's a difference between someone saying, well, the behavior is disgusting. The idea that you would want that is disgusting. There is a judgment of your character. You're someone who shouldn't be around children. You shouldn't I think that people go that far. You shouldn't be a teacher because you like to get loaded up by 100 men in one night. I don't know why you guys make this reference. Because you're thinking, child, but you're going to a part that's not where he's at. None of the people that he's had this sex with we're not talking about an issue of age. We're not talking about an issue of non-consent. We're talking about a behavior that we, in general, in social society, thinks is deviant. I get it. You can think it's deviant, doesn't necessarily make it true. Just because you think it doesn't make it true. It's all on perspective, right? This is a behavior. Now, there are certain behaviors that are illegal. Children, illegal. I believe should be illegal. I think that the reason why it should be illegal is because it takes the consent away. It takes the child's ability to consent. At a certain age, you have to understand what you're consenting to. And so I believe that that's something that will stand the test of time. I don't think we'll ever get to a point in our culture where we'll think that taking consent away from a child is okay. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So this is just my opinion. I know people have been talking a lot about it, and that's why I decided let's chitty chat about it. To the point where I went to the old GOO, the gossip about it, right? Yeah, the GOO AI doesn't know either. It says we can't really talk about it. It's sensitive topic. What's so sensitive about a man who's having sex with other men, who is receiving their semen in their cavity of their behind or their anus 96 times? What is so distraughtly, disturbing about that, other than it's not something that you normally hear people doing? It's almost like the urination thing or the scat thing. You're acting like it doesn't exist. When you're shaming people. You're saying that these people shouldn't be in social society because they do things that you don't do. That's all I'm saying. Again, if it's not taking away consent, if it's not criminal behavior, taking away consent, which means even drugging and stuff like that. As long as it's consensual, which it is consensual. At this point, we know that the men that have unloaded in his behind did not have a problem by being one of the men to load up in his behind. Now, do they do it all at the same time, or does he calls one out, one in? Do they have separate situations? What is the deal with that? Do you guys know? Do you know? Have you done enough research? I have not done any research. I have not done any research on this other than seeing the videos of people talking about it. But no, there was no videos of it. There's a video of it, right? Well, they took it down clearly, right? Whatever. I mean, but it's somewhere. Does he have it all at the same time? No, right? It's like behind, like session. God, that's exhausting, isn't it? You think about it. One thing I will say, that man's got some stamina there. Like, come on, after the third round, I'm like, okay, number 3, we're done. Yeah, you know what I mean? And do guys get a double time, a double dip? Was those 96 was like really 40 that people did it twice? You know what I mean? Is it really 50 men? Is a few went a couple of times? Maybe there was someone who went 3 or 4 times. Why not? Get back online. Get back in line. It turns into Hell's Kitchen. Back in line. Back in line. We don't know that. I don't know. I would love to do an interview with this guy. This is someone you do interviews with. You know what I mean? If you want to have a podcast, you want to do an interview, people should be doing interviews on people like this. If you want to stand out, that's the person you interview. The 96 load guy. There's so many questions that I'd like to learn more about his behavior instead of shaming the behavior and making him feel like he's some ostracized person because that's what he likes to do, if long as it's consensual. Again, I will say that all the time. Consent. Okay? All right. Download the Real You Radio app, everyone. That way you don't miss a thing, okay? Keep it locked in.
Oh, we know how you like it. Raw and uncut with DJ Baker.
Go out there, man. Do your thing. All right, go get it.